Hey, so today I've got another washing machine video for you, just over at my parents' house, and unfortunately I discovered a really bad leak on their floor, which they weren't aware of. And you can see the dark staining there on the plywood platform. That's come as a result of the water leaking out there. It seems to be coming from the front end to the left hand side of the machine. So we're going to pull it out and look at what's going on. I've already replaced the seal, so it's not likely to be the door seal here. Okay, so we've got the front door off, and to be honest, you can just about see some water staining, but you can't really see where it's coming from. A really good trick with these, if you want to just quickly test to see where a leak's coming from without having to put the front door back on and run it up and all of that, is just chuck a bit of water in the drum and swoosh it around. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get a bucket of water, chuck it in, run it around a bit, and then we'll shine the light underneath, and hopefully we should see where a bit of a telltale drip coming from somewhere. Okay, so that hasn't actually helped, so we've not been able to see where the water's coming out from. So what I'm going to do is I am now going to get the front door back on. We'll just run a very quick cycle on it, and that should hopefully tell us pretty quickly where it's coming from. Okay, so as you can see, I've taken the back off the machine now. I've been really careful to clean around inside and get rid of any obvious water. So now we can run it up and see where it's coming from. Hopefully we'll get a clue. Okay, so apologies for the bad lighting, but I wasn't expecting to be filming today. But this is what it looks like before running the machine up. So we'll get it running now. Okay, so it's just completed a mini cycle. As you can see, there's a bit of a water leak on here on the main drain hose, and it's actually coming from above. It's coming from the tub. It's not coming from the hose. I got a mirror right in around the back as well. But then you can see on the right, there's just a ton of leaking water there. It's not clear where that's coming from the rear, but I've got a mirror around, and I think it may be, again, coming from the tub. So we'll get the front off and we'll see if there's any telltale signs. Okay, so it's quite interesting. I've had a little poke around now, it stopped, and I just noticed a slightly wet patch just here, which is consistent with the staining because it's roughly in the middle of the stain. You'd expect this leak to be coming from about here, and there's a little wet patch just here. So I suspect we've got a drum leak, so I'm going to take this cement load off the front of the drum and we'll be able to see more clearly. Okay, so I've taken the cement load off the front so we can see more clearly. It's quite hard to see now, but there was a tiny little bit of moisture just on here. And I ran my finger along and I could see that. I can feel, see that moisture there? So 100% we've got a leaking drum. It's coming all the way down here and then it's dripping off just there, which is why the leak's appearing here, because that's roughly in the middle, so that does make sense. There's our drip off point just there. I guess some's also probably dripping off just there as well, which would explain why it's getting so wet all around the corner as well. That looks quite wet just there. Okay, 100% found it. There's a gap there you can see between the two parts of the drum. See that gap there? That shouldn't be there. See how it's not there? Over here. That's tight, that's tight, that's tight. Then we get to that bit and you can see huge gap, gaping hole in fact. And then it's tight, it's tight, it's tight. Hey, I really hope this video is helpful. If it is, do please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Back to the video. Now, because there is a rubber seal in the gap between the two drum halves, that's why it's not coming out right now with the water in the drum. But obviously once the machine's moving around and moving more forcefully than I can do by hand, then obviously that's stressing that seal with the gap between the plastic there, stressing the seal too much and water's seeping through. And that's why it's leaking so much, and you can see it's leaking an awful lot. That was just a 14-minute wash and it's soaked the platform that it's on. So there we go. Okay, so sadly a leaking drum, as you can see from the pictures I've shown you. So it is going to be either a new drum or a new machine. With the age of this machine, probably it's going to be cheaper too, actually, in the long run to get a new machine, which is a shame. I like to repair stuff, keep stuff going, save the planet and all that good stuff. But on this occasion, probably time to invest in a new machine and probably an extended warranty too. Hope that helps you guys with your fault finding. Let me know in the comments.